to play-ins day number 1, saying that we too have a bunch of surprises to show you guys.
That's right. And here in the Champions Arena, we are back into a game number 5 situation. And MP the King on Ling, we're gonna see some sword fights in the jungle for sure. That's loaded up into this game. Game number 5, Twisted Minds versus ONIC Philippines.
It all comes down to one. Our defending champions from season 14, our defending world champions, their lives are at stake here. Has their minds been twisted too much? We're gonna find out which team succeeds and goes on in the playoffs. It's all happening now as we jump into the land of Dawn. Twisted Minds versus ONIC Philippines. Once again, it's me, Naisuingan and Renmar. And boys, I don't know what to think about this. Is this Lancelot in the hands of King Kong gonna be enough to change some things here?
I mean, a debut game, backs against the wall, pressure game for the defending champions. They put off a Lancelot. If ever they manage to, you know, force a snowball from King Kong, it could be enough to beat Twisted Minds.
I'm looking more right now at Brusco. I mentioned Brusco and Kirk. I'm also looking at Brusco and Super Friends. Of course, we've discussed it many times this season. The signature play for these two on the Khalid and the Juicin is to get a kill within the first 2 minutes. They weren't able to get a kill right away. That's something that I believe in the scouting report of Twisted Minds they acknowledged. Because we saw it before so many times that they'll be able to get a kill just with the first minion wave push alone. They weren't able to take that, but now they still apply the pressure onto the rotation of MP the King.
Okay. So early action here on the bottom side. And this is kind of interesting too because, yeah, the Boxer was picked up early on in the draft. It goes into the hands of James this time. And Escalera, man, he's had a hell of a series, especially the previous 2 games. If Escalera stays locked in, which he's been the past 2 games from the Guinevere, then to the Boxer, and now on this Tigreal, which we have seen Tigreals change the course of games. That could be really troublesome. James quite low here. Kirk.
Oh, now Brusco jumps in the picture. This time Thornrose is going to connect. There's the Sacred Hammer. First blood drawn onto James. Plus the kill onto Escalera as well. Kirk quite low here, but MP the King jumps in. Was able to escape as Brusco focuses his attention on Hajizi.
They overestimated that attempt there. King Kong was way too close for them to take that fight, but I believe they weren't able to see him then. They were shocked. And now it's the first turtle going to ONIC Philippines. They're ticking their conditions, while Twisted Minds, their potential snowball, already getting melted down quickly by ONIC Philippines.
Okay, so objective secured. A little poking happening here for the Roams, but that's the thing, you know, we've seen Outplayed step up too. I feel like we just haven't talked too much about Outplayed throughout the series, but he has done relatively well. You know, he's either winning lane against Kelra, and you gotta remember, Kelra, what he's done in the past year and everything that's come with it and being the world champions and everything else, you know, calling him the god in the gold lane, while Outplayed's doing relatively well in that lane, in that matchup, and later on in the game, he is there in those crucial fights, those crucial skirmishes. So that's a big thing. We don't see Irithyll often, but with this kind of composition, it could actually be really good. I mean, think about the, hold on. Whoa.
One more Rhapsody though. Brusco here, he has a flicker, plus Raging Sandstorm. He's not going to commit though.
Oh, Super Prince. And they still push this. Wow, they get a flicker out. Okay, so they use the Raging Sandstorm, but yeah, again,
King Kong's down, King Kong's down!
And now next target might be Kirk here. Getting ganked up by 3. Brusco doesn't have resources. Kirk might fall down as James picks up one more. Brusco might be the next target. Forced out the flicker and escapes.
Live and die on the hill of Hajizi. The Eve yet again. Great real-world manipulation there at the tip of it, able to catch King Kong to secure the kill onto there. So that balances out the difficulty that ONIC Philippines was providing for the early game rotation of MP the King. Now, let's look at the all-time hero stats. King Kong made a name for himself back in MPL Philippines Season 11 with this hero. It was his heroics as a Lancelot, Season 12, that made then ONIC Philippines go, you know what? We want to get him in for Season 13.
Yeah, and I don't know. I was thinking with ONIC Philippines, the way that they were playing earlier on, up top in that top lane, and then they would have that advantage. But I still got to say, Twisted Minds really answering a lot of the pressure that ONIC has done throughout the series and are able to find something out of it. Now that this turtle's up, not sure if they're going to get in position because MP's got to grab his buff. So they just take quick work of it. King Kong will secure that second turtle, but will they force a fight?
Oh, maybe the King tried, but now forced out the Templars of Blades here.
Whoa.
ONIC Philippines trying to work on him, and Super Friends will pick up the kill. So they get a turtle plus a kill onto MP.
That had to be a misstep.
Yeah, it looked like a massive misstep there. MP the King fell off the wall, tried to get that turtle, steal it away. Way too greedy, way too risky. And now ONIC Philippines have ballooned to a 2.2 gold lead. 5 minutes in, it's starting to look very bad for Twisted Minds, and ONIC Philippines might just run away with this. The Khalid pickup might have been the perfect one because, yes, as we mentioned earlier, Brusco and Kirk have to set the tempo, and they have been doing just that. James going to the back.
James from the back sets his eyes on Kellera. Kirk with a beautiful zone onto outplayed. Brusco jumps in as well. Super Prince comes in with the Crimson Beacon Lantern Flare. There's the Revitalize from James. But getting chased down by 4. ONIC Philippines working on bringing down James. A couple more hits and he's going to fall down in hands of Prince.
Twisted Minds are losing their discipline. Too desperate was their attempt to try and take Keller down, to try and get something there. 4.3k gold lead. The gold lead has doubled since the last time we checked it. And as we look at the items, Irithel not suffering as much. Mid lane not that much as well, but it's in the EXP lane. It's in the Baksha versus Hilda.
It's crazy that in the past couple minutes you ballooned to a 5,000 gold lead. I mean, they're getting everything now, and they're not letting up.
Yeah, now the invades are starting as Kellera forced to use the ultimate, but a response from ONIC, though. Hajizi again picks up another kill onto Kirk. King Kong caught in the middle. James trying to soak up the damage as MP the King walks away. Conceal use to be able to retreat.
All right, so they burn a couple flickers and battle spells, too. They're going to pop a conceal. They're going to go for the buff here, so MP's going to lose that one. This is not looking good here for Twisted Minds.
Yeah, Twisted Minds have made some incredibly desperate decisions. Again, going back to turtle number 2, MP the King trying to steal it away, and then the gank of James and the answer of Twisted Minds to try and get Kellera down, only to force a Purify out, and he got away without a problem. They have to slow things down, Twisted Minds, if they want even a chance to keep this close. But this point on, this big a lead, this is signature ONIC Philippines. Punish mistakes, punish greed, and make sure that you walk away with a victory early on.
Oh, it's good. Escalera with a Sacred Hammer forced out Brusco's Raging Sandstorm. Right on time with the neutral objective upper grab, so Twisted Minds, they can contest and play around the real world manipulation.
That's the thing though too, man. King Kong, 3 levels ahead of MP. There's no way that MP can really even contest the objectives for now. He's got to play catch up until the Lord comes into play, and I'm even worried for him for the first Lord. Now that's 3 for 3 for Turtles. So far so good for King Kong in the jungle. And they're in a great position for that Lord take. Look at all the gold in the hands of ONIC Philippines. And that's why you see them fighting on this side of the jungle. They're not afraid to go ahead and take whatever they want right now. So it's Twisted Minds thinking, how do we catch back up into this game? How do we allow ourselves to get in a position to not get totally slammed in this game 5? Because you're looking at a 6K deficit this early on. You know, 8 minutes in the game, that's really tough to be in.
Yeah. It has to start again with Escalera, just like Game 3, the Guinevere setups. If he replicates it with the Stigriel, a couple more sets can equalize again, the game and eventually come back from this huge deficit established by ONIC.
6,600 and climbing. MP the King can only split push to try and break turrets. Twisted Minds have completely lost their chance at the early game to dominate and take hold. They now have to pull off the defense of a lifetime multiple times to try and keep this game close.
And that's one of the problems. Multiple times is just kind of showcasing how much ground they have to cover. And honestly, throughout the whole series, they haven't been in this position this far behind. Right? I mean, every single game has been somewhat of a close back and forth until that first Lord even. But now they find themselves in a position where, yeah, if you try to contest this Lord in 20 seconds, you're probably just going to be gone, and that's going to be the series. So they really have to be calculated about this. King Kong already max level, sitting at 15, while look at MP, still 10. So they can take everything they want. They'll take their time, though. ONIC Philippines not going to push it or press it. Now, with Escalera on the Tigreal, Wow.
Oh.
Level 5.
Outplayed felt that. Oh, no.
Briscoe committed the Raging Sandstorm, and Kelra picks up Outplayed with the Death Sonata. Out of the 5 members of Twisted Minds, they pick out Outplayed.
5-level lead for King Kong over MP. Make that 4 now. But it is an insane snowball. MP desperate.
Jumps in, Tempest of Blade might be able to bring down Kelra, and he will do so successfully. That's a huge kill for MP the King, but gets traded out for his own life.
So is that, like, I know he wanted Kelra, but
That's something.
I guess it's also just because you know you can't really contest the first Lord, but then you lose your buff and everything else. So, yeah, I guess you just go and get what you can?
Yeah, that's something. That wasn't a massive shutdown. Keller only had 1 kill when that happened. So at this point, that was just Twisted Minds trying to get something out of nothing. They can't contest. They have to wait, try and defend. As ONIC Philippines, again, we've seen them do this time and time again since MPL Philippines Season 14, since the start of their rise. And they can just continue. They just have to stay disciplined, stay focused. They have the lineup, they've had the lead, they have the items. Honestly, they can actually end it with the next Lord push if they get the opportunity.
They might just get that, man. This kind of lead, I mean, even thinking about how Outplayed's not really even something that ONIC has to worry about too much. Like, he's so far behind in terms of Kelra, or in comparison to Kelra. And if he's caught out, that's the problem. You mentioned the Khalid. I think that is part of the big thing here. And Brusco had a tough couple games. But now in this Khalid, oh no, James.
James, again, forced out to use the Revitalize with 1 Rhapsody and Lantern Flare. Hajizi already uses the real-world manipulation to try and delay the push of ONIC Philippines as everyone's working on the turrets. Look at King Kong.
King
Thorn
Kong
Rose was able to dodge out the Templars of Blades as Twisted Minds defends all their inhibitors and takes down the Lord.
It was a crazy dance King Kong did there. I mean, I know he has like a massive gold lead over them, but he took like what, just a scrape of damage from dancing under the tower against 2?
Yeah, and he's taking all these buffs. Mid turret goes down in the base of Twisted Minds.
Conceal.
Bottom turret gonna be next. I'm not sure if ONIC still pushes it. They're gonna go.
Thorn throws and puncture everything just to bring down Hajizi and Escalera. King Kong from the back. Match outplayed, and that is it. MP the King left to defend, and the defending champions defends their playoff spot.
And the Super Fam makes it happen in game of 5. What a quick one it was.
Oftentimes, the price of immortality is your own legacy.